Um, let's go. Does anybody have any questions over the homework from over the weekend? Okay. Was it from the homework or just from the other?
Just from the review. Like I was just going through those lessons.
Okay.
So I pointed out something, but you couldn't start. Once I find it, I'll just.
Okay. But the homework was the exercise 1 and 2, right? From the last part of lesson 13. Um, so what we will do is, um, actually, let's do exercise 1. We'll go over exercise 1. So if you've done it, we should do it quickly. But if you haven't done it, it's going to take a while. Okay. So we're going over exercise 1 um, in the end of lesson 13. So it says حول المبتدأ في كل من الجمل الآتية إلى جمع مع تغيير ما يلزم. It says change the subject in all of the following sentences to plural.
What's the page number?
It is page 79. So it's those 10 sentences that the مثال, the example is ذلك الرجل مدرس. So that man is a teacher. So you just have to make everything plural in the sentence. Okay. So أولئك الرجال مدرسون. So those men are teachers. Okay. So whatever you see that's singular changes to plural. Brother Afnan, go ahead and do number 1.
من ذلك الفتي.
من ذلك it should be fata without the without the 2 dots. So it's fata, so it's al fata. So it's like this. So there should not be any dots on the fata. There's mistakes in this book. They will be pointed out. So what does man ذلك الفتى mean?
Who's this word? Those what you call it? Young men.
Is it plural or singular?
Okay, it's a singular word. No, plural.
No.
Those.
That.
Oh, who's that young man?
Who's that young man? So how do you make it plural?
I'm gonna do the question, right?
Yeah, so you have to keep it the same, but you just have to change that young man into those young men. أولئك. Mhm. فتيات. من أولئك الفتيات. Okay. So who are those young men? Okay. Is everyone on the exercise? Okay. Brother Uthman, next one.
من أين ذلك المدرس؟
من أين ذلك المدرس means?
Where is that teacher from?
Where is that teacher from? Okay. And how do you? So now make that question for teachers.
من أين أولئك مدرسون؟
من أين أولئك المدرسون? From where are those teachers? Okay. Where's your homework, Brother Uthman? Did you do it?
No,
But it's good. You got it on the spot. Brother Najbul, number 3.
تلك الفتاة بنت الطبيب.
تلك الفتاة بنت الطبيب means?
This is a young.
تلك means?
This or that. That is a young lady or young daughter of physician.
تلك الفتاة means that young lady.
Or that young lady.
بنت الطبيب
daughter of physician.
is the daughter of the physician. Okay, so now make it plural.
أولئك الفتيات بنات الطبيب.
Okay, how do you make a tabib plural? So now you're trying to say instead of daughter of the doctor, you're saying daughters of the doctors. So you said banatun, which is daughters. Now how do you say doctors? أطباء. أطباء. So تلك أولئك الفتيات بنات أطباء. It's a little confusing, but it's the plural. Brother Yusuf, number 4. إنكلترا. So هذا الطالب من إنكلترا وذلك من فرنسا means? Okay, make it plural. طلاب. Mhm. وأولئك من فرنسا, right? So we said the plural for هذا and هذه is هؤلاء, right? هذه هؤلاء. And then the plural for ذلك and تلك is أولئك. Okay. Next one, Brother Anwar.
ذلك
أذلك.
ذلك مهندس مسلم.
أذلك المهندس مسلم. What does that mean?
Is that engineer is Muslim?
Is that engineer Muslim? Okay, make it plural.
وأولئك
أولئك. You have to say أولئك, right?
أولئك
Okay. مهندسون. مسلمون. Excellent. Sister Tahira, next one. مرأة. ممرضة. Okay. هذه المرأة ممرضة means this woman. So mar'a is a woman, right? Is a nurse. And that is a doctor, or that woman is a doctor. Okay, now make it plural. So what's the plural of هذه? هؤلاء. And then this is the thing with the word mar'a. It's you don't use mar'at. You use nisa. So mar'atun is one woman, and then the plural for that is nisa.
You can also say al-imratu.
I think so. Yeah, it's a pattern, but most common is nisa. Okay, so start again with make the plural. ممرضات or ممرضات. So these women are nurses. هؤلاء الممرضات. هؤلاء النساء ممرضات. Okay, keep going. وأولئك طبيبات. If you want, you can pull up that chair. It's up to you. Okay, وأولئك طبيبات. Excellent. Sister Shireen, next one. طويل. من هذا الولد الطويل? What does that mean? Who is this tall boy? Okay, make it plural. من هذا. What's plural of هذا? هؤلاء. So من هؤلاء. What's the plural of ولد? أولاد. So it's أولاد. So من هؤلاء الأولاد الطوال. So طوال is the plural of طويل, right? طوال. Okay. So who are these tall boys? Okay. Number 8, Brother Ala.
تلك الفتيات
فتاة.
الفتاة الصغيرة أخت حامدة.
Okay, what does that mean?
That young small girl is the sister of Hamid.
It's the sister of Hamid. Okay, so how do you make it plural?
أولئك الفتيات الصغار
الصغار
أخوات حامد.
أخوات حامد, right? You don't make Hamid plural, but you make أخت plural. أخوات. فتاة, the plural is فتيات. Brother Uthman, number 9 on the next page.
تلك المرأة طالبة.
الطالبة. Is it طالبة or طالبة or طالبة T?
طالبة.
Why? What's الطالبة? طالبة T, right? Why? Because it's a مضاف إليه. So الطالبة means?
The mother of the student.
The mother of the student. So that woman is the mother of the student. Make it plural.
أولئك.
What's the plural of مرأة?
نساء.
نساء.
هؤلاء نساء.
No, not هؤلاء.
أولئك نساء.
What's the plural of Yeah. What's the plural? Someone help them out? أمهات.
طالبة.
What's the plural of طالبة? طالبات. Right? It's a female student, so it ends with a ta marbuta. Whatever ends with a ta marbuta, you add an atun. Okay? طالبات.
I think if it's a female word, it's easier to translate.
It is easier to make it plural, yeah.
Because you add
Okay. So أولئك النساء أمهات الطالبات. Okay. So those women are the mothers of the students. Last one, Brother Afnan.
Lifeline. Flip the question.
All right. How about you try it first, and then we'll give you a lifeline.
ذلك الرجل
عالم.
ذلك الرجل رجل عالم. كبير.
Okay, translate up till here. ذلك الرجل عالم كبير.
This man.
Not this.
Oh, that man is a big or renowned.
Big عالم. Okay. Keep going.
من
مملكة. Oh, sorry, مملكتي.
من المملكة
عربية السعودية. What does that mean? من المملكة العربية السعودية.
From Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, that's it.
The kingdom.
The kingdom of the
Kingdom of Saudi
I'm
Arabia.
sorry, there's a kingdom, right?
Okay, so okay, make it plural.
أولئك
Mhm.
what's
What's
the
the plural of rajul?
Rijal.
رجال
رجال.
رجال علماء علماء what's the علماء
علماء.
علماء okay
What's the plural of kabir?
كبيرات
كبار.
كبار كبار and rest the same من المملكة العربية السعودية
ما شاء الله.
You make
Okay.
a comeback, brother.
الحمد لله الحمد لله
How many people did the homework? Alhamdulillah. We still need everyone to do the homework. Okay, that's how you get strong. So the next exercise we won't do, it's just ذَلِكَ or tilka or ulaika, right? So we know that if you're talking about one thing, it's ذَلِكَ or tilka, depending on if it's masculine or feminine, right?
Yep.
And then ulaika takes it for both of them, okay, for plural. Let's do actually number 3 and 4. We'll just do them out loud and then we'll take a quick break. Okay, so هاتي جمع الكلمات الآتية. So it says give the plural for the following words. What's the plural of ummun?
Mahat.
Ummahat, right? Mother, mothers. What's abun? Father, right? So what's the plural? Aba. So there's a mad on the alif. Aba. Or it's aba. Yeah. All right. What's imrat? Imra'atun. Woman, right? So plural is nisa. Okay. Women. Ammatun means aunt, right? And then what's the plural of ammatun? Ammatun. Ammatun. What's da'ifun? Weak. What's the plural? Du'afa or di'af? Di'af. In this book they mention di'af. Okay, what's wazir? Minister. What's the plural? Wuzara'u. Okay. What's ismun? Name or noun. What's the plural? Asma. Iqra waktub, the next exercise, it just says reader, right? What's asdiqa'u?
friends
Friends, right? Plural, what's the single of sadiq? Sadiq. So sadiq plural is asdiqa. Aghniya means plural of ghani, rich. Okay. Aqwiya, plural of qawi, which means
Strong.
strong, right? Qawiyun means strong. Atibba'u is the plural of tabibun, okay? Fuqara'u is the plural of faqirun, right? Poor. Zumala'u is the plural of zamilun, colleague or classmate. Wuzara'u is the plural of wazirun. Ulama'u is the plural of alim. Alim. So the point of this Iqra Waktub is just to show different words can have, so these are all following the same pattern of what? Fu'ala, right? Zumala'u, ulama'u, aghniya'u. So all of that is the same pattern, but they're different words. Okay. The next page we will skip. It's just reviewing ulaika and tilka, and then it has some verbs and stuff. Dhahaba, dhahabat. Let's take a break and then we'll start lesson 14, inshallah.
We're a weak student, man. We just need somebody to push us. Hassan, did you get the?
Yeah, inshallah, I'll send it out.
Did it go to everyone or not?
Oh, the one for the Baraka market?
No. The one for the sign up for the.
No. If you send it to L2RQ, it would just come.
Yeah, I did send it to you.
Yeah. So I got it, but I don't
Okay,
think
cool.
anybody else got it. So, but I'll send it out to you.
So people can know because we're trying to do it this Friday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Depends on how much people want.
No, not. I think we will just stick to like finger foods, like not like snacks. I don't want like make like a whole meal.
Well, I think some people are dragging it in your honor.
I will.
Died. Died. That's cool. Yeah. They sent.
Well, Hassan, we can say the IAR code, right?
Yeah.
The IAR
Brother, if you want, you can pull up that. Yeah. Just because there's not a lot of space on that. Or you actually don't have the book, right? Do you have the book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. No, we just did all the work that we did before, like from their press. Some of that. So you can sit take that. I'm not sure if they break it. I think they do press it, but then once they press it, they bail, they put it in the bales, put them on a pallet, send it press it. But yeah, I think they said the next project they want to do is drop. Yeah, a lot of like the average person do that, but I think that like what they did is they had like that young boy. So you're gonna say man ulaika hudaya hudaya. That's the Torah. Right? Man aina man aina dhalika al-mudarrisu mudarrisu. Maybe he's all about mudarrisu. The thing is that man aina where is that? What min no it's min min aina dhalika al-mudarrisu min wait min from
Brother Hassan,
aina where
Yeah.
I think when we take this number 2, we did in the class as in one, but it should mean, right?
He said min.
min aina dhalika mudarrisu. Where is that from?
Okay. So let's start on lesson 14. Or we're not gonna. I don't know if we can read it or not, but we'll just start it. So everyone go to the back of the book and then look up the lesson 14 key.
That's page one.
Yes, it's page 41. 41. Lesson 14. Yeah. So if you look at the first 2 points or the first, yeah, all of this stuff we already know, right? Because we already did all of the pronouns, right? So it says the plural of anta is antum. And then number 2, it says the plural of ana is nahnu, right? So we already did all 14 of the pronouns, so we don't need to do those. And then at number 3, it mentions like dhahabta, which means you went. Dhahabtum. We're gonna sort of like just graze through the verbs, and we'll do them all as one big lump near the end, inshallah. But dhahabta is you went for masculine. What's you went for female?
ذهبتي.
Dhahabti, right? Now they're saying dhahabtum means you all went. Okay. And then dhahabtu means I went, and then dhahabna is we went. Okay. But let's go to the next page. All right. So point number 5. I'm not gonna read it out loud. It's just like some notes on how Arabic names are tanween or without tanween. Yeah.
Question. I think that's a key point on number 4. It says the difference between the two is that, or which says we went as opposed to they went feminine.
I know.
Oh, you didn't want to. Okay.
Like I said, when we do the verbs, we'll throw them all at, because what basically the author is trying to do is trying to like do it step by step. So he started introducing them, I think, in lesson 9 or something, and then a little bit by little bit. But we'll just do them all in one blast. And I think it'll be better because it'll be like the pronouns, right? So once you know all the pronouns, you're good. You don't have to learn them every time.
Yeah.
So we'll just do that. But just know that you come across them. Okay, number 5 on the next page, 42. I'm not going to read it. You can read it yourself. It just talks about how some names have tanween in them, some don't. Okay, that's it. Okay, but the point that we are going to read is number 6. So let's have Brother Najmul read that out loud. Nice loud voice.
Baitul Imamil Jadidu.
Start from number 6.
Okay. We have learned that mudaf is definite by position.
Okay, what does that mean? Is definite by position. How do you say the messenger of Allah again? Rasulullah, right? Rasulullah. Okay. And then we said that where is the mudaf? Rasul, right? And what's the rule for the mudaf? Cannot have al, right? Cannot have, and then this is the mudaf ilayhi, and what's the rule for the mudaf ilayhi? Kasra, or more generally, it's majrur. Okay. All right. Cannot have al. So when they just said what does it say? Mudaf is definite by position, right? So when we say rasulu, when we translate it in English, what do we say? The messenger, right? You say the messenger. So the messenger is definite. So this is definite because of the position that it's in, being the mudaf. It's not definite by the al, because there is no al. It's definite because of the fact that it's mudaf. So that's what it means. It's definite by position. Okay, keep going.
So when the mudaf has an adjective, it must be definite.
It must be definite. So read the example.
The example is Baitul Imamil Jadidu.
Baytul Imam al Jadidu. What does it translate to?
The Imam's new house.
Okay, the Imam's new house, right? So this is what we were. I think that someone asked this question before. So Baytul. Yeah. So now you get the answer. Baytul. So if I just want to say the house of the Imam, I'm going to say Baytul Imam. Imami, right? So I have Baytu, the house, Al Imami, the Imam. But what if I want to describe the house to you, right? So I want to say it's new, right? The Imam's new house. So what am I going to be describing? I'm going to be describing Baytu. But I can't do that until after the Imam, right? Because this is the mudaf. I'm just saying that the Imam owns the house. So the word new will have to come after Imam. And I'm going to say Jadid. Oh, why am I going to say Al Jadid?
Because it has to agree with. Because it's definite by position.
Okay, actually, let's answer that after we answer the other
That's a
question.
match definiteness.
Okay. Where is so what is al-jadid describing?
The house.
The house, right? So the al-jadid is describing the house. So basically, it's an adjective for the word house. So we said the adjective has to agree with the thing that it's describing in 4 ways. One of them is case. One of them is what? Gender. What is the other one? Definiteness. And the other one is plurality, right? Plurality. So when Beitu, let's look at the case. What is Beitu end with? It ends with a dhamma, right? So the word new also has to be marfu, right? If it ends with dhamma, it's marfu. Okay. The gender is Beitun masculine or feminine? Masculine. So jadidu is also going to be masculine. Okay, this is the thing that we were saying. Definiteness. So Beitu, we said, is definite, even though it doesn't have al. It's still definite just because of the fact that it's a mudaf. So
opposition, right?
So exactly. So that's why we say al-jadidu. We're going to say al-jadidu, not jadidu. Okay, so it's going to match the fact, but just because this doesn't have al doesn't mean that this does not. Okay. And then plurality, this is singular, this is singular. Okay. So you're saying the imam's new house. The imam's new house. It's not a full sentence, but it's just describing the house of the imam, which is new. Okay. So keep reading, Brother Najmul.
Here, Baitu is the mudaf, and it is definite by position. The same applies to the mudaf, whose mudaf ilahi is a possessive pronoun. That is, Baitul Jadidu.
Baytuhul Jadid, right? So basically, what they're saying is that if instead of saying Al Imamu and I just took that out and I said his new house, right? All I have to do is just add a hu to it. Right? So the hu stands for the Imam in this case. Baytuhul Jadidu, and then Al Jadidu is not going to change, right? Okay. Keep reading.
Baitul Jadidu, his new house. Note the following. Baitul Imamil Jadidu, the Imam's new house.
Okay.
The second one, Baitul Imamil Jadidi, the new Imam's house.
Okay. So this is the other thing. Everyone look at those sentences and note the differences. We've done it, right? Okay. So, Baytul Imami means the house of the Imam. When I put Al-Jadidu and it matches with Baytul, it means the new Imam, I'm sorry, the Imam's new house, right? But what if I change Jadidu to Jadidi? What am I describing now? The Imam, right? So instead of describing the house, I'm going to be describing the Imam. So now I'm saying the new Imam's house. So and then Al-Imam, because it matches the kasra on both of them and the al on both of them and the singularity and stuff like that. So they're different, okay? But if you're reading this in like a book or something, you might not figure it out because they don't have the harakas. But usually with the context, it should be.
It's amazing that kasra would change.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why it's important when you're reading the Quran too, because you could be describing something else. There's ayat like that where if you read the haraka wrong, it could be describing something like either to Allah or to the Messenger ﷺ that is not meant to be describing. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay. All right, let's go down to number 7. Brother Ala, read number 7.
Ayu, which it is used as mudaf.
Okay, so the word ayu means which. It's going to be used in both questions and statements. So read the examples.
Which house is this? Ayu bayt wa hada.
Ayu baytin.
أي بيت
هذا.
هذا.
Okay, so it's saying that ayu is a mudaf, so that means the noun that follows it has to be mudaf ilayhi, right? So mudaf ilayhi, so that's why it's ayu baytin, which, so it's basically saying which of the house is this. Okay, read the next one.
Which student went out? أي طالب خرج.
Ayu talibin kharaja, which student went out. Again, mudaf ilayhi.
I do. I think it's a verb or it's just
It's not. It's a noun.
a noun.
Yeah.
مضاف إليه, that's why
Okay, what is the next? It says when preceded by a preposition, it is in the genitive case, right? So the third example is min ayyi baladin anta. Min ayyi baladin anta. So what ayyu changes to ayyi because of the min. So that's why it's a noun. So it changes um, just like a regular noun. Okay, so min ayyu means from which. From which country are you from? Okay. Read the fourth example, Brother Allah.
In which classroom did you sit in? بأي فصل جلست.
في أي فصل جلست. In which classroom did you sit in? Okay. And it says it can be in the accusative
How did you
case.
say that?
في أي.
بأي. Okay. I thought you
So
were saying بأي.
أيٌ, yeah. Right. So you have أيُ, right? So ayu can change to ayyi because of a fee. If you put a fee or min or whatever, it's gonna change. In which or from which. Okay.
So the mudaf ilayhi, I think this is the first time that we see it not in the definite case.
Mudaf ilayhi not in the definite case.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And you asked that before, right? You asked like, how would you say books of a book of a student or something, right? Yeah. So so you can say in which classroom, or the mudaf ilayhi can be um, indefinite. Okay. Actually,
Can you shed some more light on this? Which one is the mudaf and mudaf ilayhi that?
okay, that's a good point. Let's do that. So ayu, like we said, ayu means which, right? Um, and then we said or faslin, right? Ayu faslin. So it literally means which of the classrooms, any classroom, right? So this is your mudaf, ayu, and your mudaf ilayhi is faslin. Okay. So when you're translating it, you just say which classroom. But it is a mudaf ilayhi, so you can't say which of the classrooms. Okay. Um, it's basically just a stand-in for something that you're trying to get direction on, or trying to specify like which of the classrooms. Okay, so think of it as a noun, but it just means which. I think it would work best if you just translated it as is when you're reading it. Okay. And then the last point was it can be used in the accusative case too. أي لغة تحب. أي لغة تحب. Which language do you like? Okay. And why is it ayya? Because you're asking for the object of what you love, right? So when we said something like uhibbu something, then whatever that you love is in the accusative case, and it has a fatha on it, right? So this is a little bit advanced, but don't worry about it. But just know that it can be in all three cases. Okay. So we'll read about a half of the dialogue on lesson 14.
What about when they say like أيهم or أيهم?
It's the same thing. So mudaf ilayhi. Which of them? Which of them? All right, let's go back to lesson 14, the Arabic side, and we'll read. So we're on page 82. الدرس الرابع عشر. Let's just wait for the adhan. Brother Mahin, so nice to see you. Assalamu alaikum. How you doing? Go ahead. We were just starting 14.
So I came in the right time or the wrong time?
No, you came at the right time.
Okay, alhamdulillah. I was supposed to come in late. Assalamu
Maybe you thought the potluck was today.
alaikum. You have my back, right? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. I don't want to be in trouble.
It's okay.
So he asked me to just kind of like talk about something, right? So like it gets weaker ourselves, right? I was, so I was supposed to come here at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Maybe this could be part of the talk, inshallah. So you guys know about the Isa. He's a revert.
Yeah.
Okay. So him and I, right after Maghrib, we decided to go get gas. And we wanted to converse a little bit, so we decided to go to a bar gas station. So we went to a bar gas station, and then we came back. And then he was a little bit hungry, so we went to eat, right? Or I got them, like, we went and we were not eating, we were getting food to eat, right? And then, do you guys know Sheikh Muhammad Hassan? He is the Somalian brother that recites Quran, or he's a Hifzi Jovi here too, I know. You know him? Okay, so he happens to just, come in from nowhere. And right when he walks in, like a few moments preceding that, we were discussing about like what to eat and stuff like that, right? Because we hadn't picked yet. And we were having a little bit of trouble in terms of picking something to eat. And he mentions the brother that was with me, Isa, he was saying like, like before your STEM, or like anyone, up until the state that we're talking about, any present moment, until then, since all the way from the beginning, they have, you're looking at me like, what are you talking about?
It's highly detailed.
It has a point though, it has a point.
Take notes.
So, so we're talking about like food, and I was like, I'm gonna share with you, like, we're gonna like eat something that I sometimes eat, right? So we go to the section, this is El Medina, so we go to the section, I'm being candid by the way, so this is just kind of like bear with me here. So we go to the section where there's like dates and stuff, right? So I asked him to select, either he wants the Majul dates or the Jordan dates, which are like fresh and stuff, right? So he looks at it and he's like, he picks a certain one, and I was like, we're gonna eat something like this. We're gonna have like dates with honey and with bread. We're just gonna mix it up like any different thing. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I prefer some meat too. I said, okay, let's go get some meat. So we're ordering, and we started talking. We're thinking about like what to order, so we started talking about willpower and how that comes into play in terms of our decisions and what we do and stuff, right? This is how this topic relates to this class right here. So we're talking, and we're talking about like I said, for example, like in the beginning, I used to eat junk food and stuff because it's good. Isn't it good? Like it's amazing. Like you got candy, you got like cookies and stuff, you got like chocolate, you have like barbecue chips and stuff. So all this stuff is good. I used to love it, still do. The thing was, I love something more than that. So I decided, let me have a change in my dietary, lifestyle, whatever. Now, if I see cookies, unless I like really need food and really need some calories or whatever, I'm not gonna eat them. And when I do eat them, they're good, they are good. But normally, I'll just look at them and be like, I'll pass, and it's nothing to me. In fact, I feel good that I passed them. And instead of that, I'll go to an alternative or something. If I go to somebody's house, for example, I'll pick certain things and stuff, and I try to take a little bit of everything just so I can tell them I took everything, because they cooked everything, so I gotta appreciate it. But at the same time, I prefer some things over the others and stuff. And we were discussing, and he was like, some people, like for example, when they're drinking, how much time do I
It's okay.
have? Okay, I'm not even recording them, right?
Well, we are recording the sound.
Oh man. Maybe some editing.
But we can cut it out.
Okay.
This is very candid.
Okay, so what was I talking about?
Drinking.
Yeah, just eating overall. So we started talking about willpower and stuff and how that comes into play, right? So I was saying that if a person puts their mind on anything, if they really want to do something, all it takes is a decision to do it, and that's it. You can do whatever you want. That applies to everything in life. As simple as tying your shoes, which I don't have tied right now. That's it. As simple as that. It only takes the decision to do. I'm gonna do it. Everything else becomes irrelevant. I'm gonna do this. That's it. And we were talking in the car. We were talking about distractions. There's a lot of distractions that like keep you away from doing what you want to do. This is what sometimes leads to people going away from the path. Or, for example, there was an incident today where like some of the youth, they were leaving like at 3:50 after hearing the adhan, after they heard the adhan, whatever, 3:50 something, and the salah it starts at 4 o'clock. And these are people that kind of involved and stuff like that. So Brother Isa was a little bit like, what's going on? Like, these guys know there's a hadith that it's not right to go out right after. It's not. You have to pray. You have to respond to the call of prayer once you hear it in the message. You have to respond to it. So he got a little bit. So we were discussing, and I was saying like a lot of times, everyone, if you take them away from distractions, they want to do what's good. They're gonna listen to you. They're gonna they're gonna respond to everything that's good. Now, if there's distractions that come into play that distract them away from whatever they're supposed to be doing, they're not going to do it. But they're not doing it necessarily intentionally. It's just a matter of they're not thinking straight. They're thinking about something else, but doing something else. Right? It's kind of like there's a separation of thought and action. Does that make sense? Okay, so coming back to decisiveness, I said all it takes for somebody to change their lifestyle, change anything or whatever, is the time it takes to decide something. Once they decide, that's it. They can do it as long as they don't let their other distraction get into the fight. Having said that, let's get to the crux of the thing. The gist of it, right? Let's get to the main point and how that really, really relates to this class. In terms of homework, I had a report that a lot of us might be finding a little bit, what's the word?
Less prioritized.
Less prioritized. I like that one better. Less prioritized. Homework is really important. We had a meeting today with like a new school, like teachers and stuff, whatever, and we figured out that like if you don't give them homework, these kids are not going to benefit, right? They're not going to benefit in terms of like retaining the information. They're just going to skip from one lesson to the next. One of the things that some teachers do is that they give you a study guide with everything on it. You study this, you're good to go. Students, an hour before they're cramming for the test, just memorizing everything. 3 days later, they forgot everything. No understanding, nothing. They just memorized it, right? If we don't do our homework, that's what's going to happen over here. You're not going to be able to speak out of it. Maybe like after, maybe like two weeks or whatever, you might be able to hold it. But then after that, you're going to start losing it. Because there's no practice. There's no like follow-up. There's no like, like when I hear something, That's one way of remembering something. There's another way by writing something down, another way by seeing it, right? Another way by doing something. If you're missing one of those things, it lowers your retention. And then when you lower it down, eventually it comes to the point, you might as well not do it. Because 3 days later, you're going to forget it. People, like a lot of people that memorize Quran overseas and stuff, that's what happens. They memorize the entire Quran. They're done. Like memorize everything. But they did it really fast. Or they didn't like follow up with it and stuff, right? And they lost it. They didn't understand it first of all. They just did it and stuff. They went on. They start losing, and then it's done. The other thing is, even if they become Hafaz, they might not actually know the meaning of it, right? So there's no retention either, unless they keep on going and stuff like that. But then it takes a lot more time. Some people give up, some people don't, and so on. So in this case, if you really want to benefit from the class, make sure you can spread out your homework. In fact, that's the better thing to do, is to spread out your time in terms of homework. Spread it out over like maybe right after Fajr or right before Fajr, because you can wake up for Qiyam and stuff. Maybe for 2 rakat or whatever. Just stand up for 2 rakat. Maybe if it's like 5 minutes for both together, that's it. But do that, and then in